Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to episode 19 of Sandwall's The Armored Heart. Today, I got a pretty cool plan on my mind. I figured after thinking and watching this blueprint here and pondering about what to do with it, that it would be awesome to make this place here the home for the main cast. So that's what we're going to do with the area here. So I'm going to use all these apartments to give everybody of the main cast a proper home as close to their liking as we probably can pull off. So let's go back upstairs to the next level and do some building things here as well. So I have a plan on my mind for this level here to be a little bit more of a cultural center. So we're going to put up a couple of temples here. So I thought something like this would be quite fancy. Some sort of a plaza with some staggered structures. So something like that. Of course there will be doors. I just don't want to build without... I don't want to pause too often. Because if I try to set in the doors right from the get-go, something like this here happens. Alright, so another thing that crossed my mind was that it would be really cool to have this level of the fort as our library as well. So I'm going to experiment if I can pull a library over 3 rooms at once, or if we need 3 libraries at the same time. So I thought let's do some sort of experiment, you know, and check out whether that works or not. So here goes the cultural heart of Sandwalls. I was thinking a lot about whether or not I am going to put these things upstairs or not, as from a dwarven perspective, everything above the surface isn't nearly as secure as underground. But then I figured that the fortress here is, in every regard for them, a very, very big safe haven. So I don't think that anybody of my dwarfs will find himself insecure or like on the surface while he is inside the citadel. So therefore, I think it is totally okay. But to set up a proper library, sometimes the easiest words slip out of the mind. To set up a proper library, we're going to need a bit of a infrastructure here. So first off, we need a cairn. Without that, that won't work. Don't you worry, I haven't forgotten to set up the apartment for the main plot. So I figured that we're going to set up a screw press over here. And as soon as the cairn is done, we can also set up the grinding wheel. There it goes. Is this a farming one? Yes, it is. Okay. So, I need to build those before I can remember what it was. So, bookcases. I want to have beautiful iron bookcases. And copper bookcases. And silver bookcases. You think I'm overdoing it? Oh, that was nickel silver. That is overdoing it. But only that is overdoing. I don't think so. Bookcases are important for every library. So I think I'll just order these 30 as they are, and we're going to use them then accordingly. That's what we're going to do. Right on. So at the cairn, you do mash plants into slurry, right? That's how it worked. We need tons of pigtails now for that purpose. So let's plant them wherever we can. So for some reason my sweet pods are gone. Not cool. I need to forage some then. It's no biggie though. So then that means we need to set up the slurry job. Mash plant into slurry. And here's the other one right away. Press plant slurry into paper sheet. So we're going to make that until there are 3 pieces of glob. And we're going to make this until we have 10 sheets. That should suffice. Then we're going to set up a job for quires. Rollers. Scroll rollers, that is. I'd say we're not going to lay low here in our standards. We're making silver scroll rollers. And we obviously also make scrolls. Okay, so we do this until we have 10 quires. We do this until we have 3 scroll rollers. That's okay. And we do this until we have 10 scrolls. There we go. Paper industry setup. If everything works according to our plan, now we do not need to do anything beyond that. Yeah, I left that moment of silence on purpose. So we're going to see if everything works out or not. I somehow doubt it. What are you doing? Why is there a peacock running behind you, huh? Shouldn't you be living on the pasture? Let's see, there's a gander running loose. But apart from that, well, that bloke is actually supposed to live there. But there was a loose gander on the premises. Yeah, that's okay though. So we have a lot of animal cloth, animal hair cloth. Oh, how are you categorizing that? Anyways, so meanwhile, while all this is being built, because that'll take a moment, we're going to head back into this area. Enjoy for a moment that our Marks dwarfs are finally getting their thing done, and then we head upstairs again. So up here, well, that will be pretty decent. I hope I left enough room in here. That is 5, and that is a 7. Okay, beautiful. Oof. For a moment I was concerned that I made the libraries to be too small. That would have been a little bit unfortunate. So, let's put a lid on it. I've been waiting for that moment. Because that will be pretty much one major milestone for the fort. As we have, with that, completed the outer footprint of the fort. Maybe I will build another tower in here. I am somewhat in a mood for another tower. I don't know why, but maybe not. We'll see about that. At the end of the day, the most important footprint of the fort is done, and I'll need to take a break for a hot second. Alright. Sorry for the sudden interruption, but sometimes life calls and it is very important. Anyway, we got this thing here done, and that makes the general blueprint of the fort complete. And what I tried to say before the telephone interrupted me was that it is also worth nothing if we have a fort full of unused area. That is also worth nothing, in my opinion. What are they doing there? Why are they prancing around like that? Oh, look there, the elves. Well, what do we have here? Well, we are not going to do any dealings with them. They can come and then they can go. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see any necessity to roleplay any unnecessary hostility towards the elves. For one, I find that a very tiresome cliche. And for another thing, I don't mind playing the tiresome cliche if there is a good reason to do that. But currently they didn't give me any reason to do that. They didn't even ask me to stop cutting trees. yet. But yeah, let's see about that. Darn those rock toys. So I really don't know how long it'll take until we got the necessary pigtail together that we need for this endeavor without outside help. So let's get ourselves some outside help. Let's see what is growing up here. Well, something for sure. Certainly can use that. Because our own areas here are full of treasures. Sadly, and that is a real tragedy, we are so cut off from the caverns. I really want to reconquer the caverns, but as it stands now, well, I can only assume that this monster is still living down there. We haven't met the creature ever since a couple of years. But I do know one thing for sure. Forgotten beasts are often prancing around for years down there. And only because we didn't see the creature lately doesn't mean anything. It could be very well the case that this little cuddly web spitter is just waiting for an entrance, for a blind spot, for a moment of our attention to waver. No. Web spitters can annihilate entire fortresses, and therefore I am extremely careful about that topic. Sadly have to. So we're going to dig out a little bit more claystone here. I really hope that we're still not accidentally opening ourselves into the caverns where all the juicy, yummy magnetite is living at. This is really bothersome, as especially we got this stuff not only inside the caverns to add insult to injury, it is also full-on pillar stuff, which is a pain to mine out, because you can trigger so darned easily cave-ins as you are effectively detaching areas from support super easily. For example, if you'd be mining out that one, this one here would be not attached to any wall whatsoever anymore, and there could be, if you are unlucky, if you'd be now, let's say you'd be, you need to go here for a real risk. This one is a real risk. You cut out that one, and then you cut out that one, and then things collapsing down to the ground, most likely, because you then detached it from the roof and from the ground, and the rest is just physics and a squished jurist. Usually, if you're lucky, only one. Cave-ins like these are among the most lethal forces I know of in the game. Seriously, I haven't encountered anything which I found more lethal. So our claystone excavation has discovered a couple of fire opals. Nice. I'm always happy to uncover a couple of gemstones on my way down here. So, you see, if we could just open up the caverns, there would be plenty of pigtail and all these things that I'd require to go around. But as it stands right now, it would be quite foolish to do so. But we can do another thing which is way less foolish, and that is setting up ourselves a foraging area. Let's do that, why not? We got here plenty of room to work with anyways. So, foraging area. Very simple, very simple concept. We just excavate a gigantic area there. Forgotten Beast Nokorarak has come, or Nokorarak if you want to have your umlaut fully Germanized. A huge hairy maggot. Yum. It has a spiral shell and it appears to be emaciated. It's another web spitter. No! Oh, gosh darn. This is by far one of the most disgusting runs that I've encountered since a while. So if this is going on like that, if this is how this world is like, we're going to need traps for these forgotten beasts in the upcoming fortresses. But since Sandwalls is a pioneer fortress that aims for a solid foundation of things, I don't see them fighting these creatures. Not yet. We got other things on our mind. And as soon as the work up here, or, well, the work With this lid is done, in the next episode after this one, I will be starting my steel industry, because I think a lot of you were already asking yourselves, when is Icon finally starting his darn steel industry? Where's Steel Man? Year 105. No, still no steel. Weak. Stuff like that, I'm pretty sure. Nah, just kidding. I know you guys are nice ones, and I just had so many things on my tab. But I also haven't forgotten that I want to do a main cast apartment. I just happen to be busy with the engravings on the temples to be. We have another influx of population. Wonderful. So more brave souls arrive, master wax workers, which reminds me that bees are one thing that I still have to do. I haven't done bees a single time in this game, seriously. I haven't been there. Insert further puns to your own liking. A soaper. Well, that's what we need. I also haven't made soap yet. Yeah, that's true. Cheesemaker. Shearer. Leatherworker. Weaver. Gem cutter and gem setter. At least the good oil bandit is good for something. And we got a glass maker. Oh yeah, glass is really good. So everybody of them gets their sand walls welcoming. So obviously I really shouldn't have my gore pit in front of the fort. Okay, I got it. I'll do that I'll put that somewhere else. That's logistically more challenging for the fort to handle, but if it stops traumatizing newcomers, I think it is very, very much worth it. So let's remove the corpse pile designators here. And I don't know if the refuse is still the problem, but we'll leave it like that. Let's see how that'll work out. Finally, I know where they got their, oh, I saw a goblin and it bothered me thoughts and memories from. Now we know. It's from their rivals. A fight. Nokorok has found an elk bird. I know who's going to win that one. I don't even need to look it up. So, we got a couple of phyllite blocks, and I'm willing to use them. So, I think it was Rakus II who had the phyllite personality. Exactly. So, still gotta find out what items have a puce color, but, well, we're working on that. Okay. I never did that before, but I felt like making a dream home for your special dwarfs is probably one of the more exciting late game or long-term motivations in this game, as this will really kick our things that we need to do up to another level, because I just realized that we should totally order a phyllite door as well. Where was I with my mind last time when I ordered these things? So of course there's going to be a door made out of proper material for you too, my dear. There we go. Nobody must say that Rakus has to suffer any shortage of phyllite in his life. If this is what he's craving for, I don't mind. So he's also receiving his furniture made out of the proper materials, because that's how it should be. I probably should be also decorating these, but that is next level for the next fort. We are, after all, a pioneer fortress. Let's not do this luxury lifestyle too much. Jokes aside. I really like doing this. Okay, it's the Toy Hammer ban again. Toy Hammer export ban, I should specify though. So, while the door is being made, up here, this will now fill with fungus over the course of the time, and I just decided that I'm going to continue this craziness like big time. Simple thing behind that, it'll provide us a nice foraging area and since in this area we're most likely never going to cut any trees, it's not going to fall on our feet. Because if you cut a tree above of one of these caverns, you will have a hole in the ground, and that hole in the ground can lead baddies into your fort, and then nasty things happen. We've had all that before. No big news. Alright. So, yeah. Problem is that the boulders that I asked for are, yeah, not exactly on my stockpiles, you see. So let's see where that poor sucker is at right now. So he's currently already hauling the boulder, so wherever he took it from, I'm pretty sure the most time was spent in this whole job order with hauling the boulder. That's why we have our boulder reserves downstairs like that, to avoid grumpy people like Ubul Coalsumber. Yeah, I'm sorry, chap, but you see, the main cast desires a Phyllite door, and you have to fulfill. All right, there it is. So we can now use it. There we go. So I hope that in the next fort I will find a way to really decorate these items for the main cast without making it too cumbersome. You know, I don't want to have every one of these. I think it is the only way to make this work is with the with configured stockpiles that will get reconfigured every time I work with them. So, Rakust's new bedroom. There we go. So, the real bummer about that is they can have double designations. So we need to unassign Rakust from this one now to make sure that he's actually living there. I still don't have any real clue how to do this in a larger scale, how to find out where is whom's bedroom, but we'll probably find that out over the course of the time as well. So if Rakust II gets a room like that, Rakust I as well should have. I mean, where do we get then if not? So bituminous coal, I don't have that stuff on my stockpiles. We actually would need to import that. Probably finally something we can order from outside. Rose gold, I don't have access to that neither. Coral, goblets, well, I could set him up a room with a goblet on a pedestal. It's the least I can do. Ah, it's the man with a ratweed. Well, creepy crawlers. I don't really see anything except for slapping up a goblet on his on a pedestal for him. I mean, he likes these, so I would assume that he likes to be around one. So let's just set up another room for Rakust the first. All right, and bit by bit, we're going to have the whole main cast at some time later, all geared out with their dream home. As close as we can get to a dream home, that is. So, I think... No, display cases, pedestals. That's what we're looking for. So, well, definitely silver. Because everything else would be really just cheap, don't you think? Alright. Yeah, culture is coming together these days. Look at that. Neat, huh? We have bookcases. We have altars. And due to the fact that they always get decorated by the same artist, that one person here, Urdim Dweller Stockade, she will become damn good in what she's doing one day soon. And that will result in the finest wares one could probably ask for. I'm very happy with the current situation of this fort. Things are coming along quite nicely. We are in the phase where dwarves are naming their gear. And, well, is there enough mudstone to work with for you, friends? Yeah. I really need to shale up the rest of the living areas. Look how gorgeous this is. I really dig that. That's a really, really nice look. I mean, usually I'm not a big fan of having the same color like the walls already have, but with a combination of the siltstone, I am really pleasantly surprised about the effect. This gives everything such warm colors. It's looking like a darn cozy fort down here. I like it. More than I thought I'd would. So, yeah. New jobs. The floors have to be shaled. Shale those floors, Eurist. There we go. I really can't wait for a graphical update on Dwarf Fortress, though, to change the color of the caverns to the color of the actual stone they are. Or at least a mod that does that. Oh, it bothers me so much that we cannot see the natural color, because you see this is mudstone cavern floor. Okay, in this regard, well, it wouldn't be that bluish though, it would be that gray. The ground would have that gray, but currently the ground is always the same color no matter where you are, no matter what stone you are in, and this is really one of the many things that are still so freaking bothersome that well, maybe I'm over-exaggerating about this, but it really bothers me. It really changes the way I make my forts. For example, it does rule out any chance that I'd ever be just smoothing the floor in a fort to use the natural color of a smooth stone floor, because it just looks so standard. Whatever I'd be smoothing, it'd be looking all the same. It's always that blue, smooth, smudgy. But, well, it's not that much of a big deal. I mean, it's just something where I'm very much looking forward to the changes on the horizon, because I'm pretty sure that this will change, especially since the ASCII version already can do since a long time. So, speaking about can do, I also wanted to do something. We are not building the library today, though. Sorry about that. If you were looking forward to that, library is another day's topic. We are going to set up the tavern up here, because I figured a tavern up here, that is what I want to have. It is really a cool idea to say we have, for guests from outside, we have this big old tavern here, a ginormous one. Because I think Sandwalls will be a real cultural highlight. So, another tavern, and of course, with a tavern keeper. So, Liebush, the fishery worker, came to the desert, didn't find anything to fish, so he became a tavern keeper, or she. I think, I don't know, Liebush sounds to me somewhat female. I don't know how you guys are seeing that, but, well, let me know. We're going to make one really big old dining hall here as well. Just realized I'll make the formation here a little bit narrower. Then a little bit like that. Oh, wait a sec, this is not good. This would interfere with the other tables. So, well, that center part doesn't work out. So we're going to make it rather So there's gonna be a stool here, so we can put the next tables up here. Yeah, this is over-dimensioned, but if I know anything about dwarves, then that they like to brag like hell. So that's why everything is so over-dimensioned, because they have a natural need to brag. So a glassmaker is withdrawing from society. I wonder what we can do about that. This is rather unnerving, as we have no glass industry whatsoever running yet. So probably we will have to set up some sand collection for the poor soul. Whew. Okay, that's a couple of chairs and tables. So let's see. Let's see what kind of workshop Stukos claims, but I bet, yep, pictures of glass, exactly. So did I only bring up only one glass furnace? Of course I did, because I'm a buffoon. What else? It's a typical thing for me to happen. Ah well. So first off, we need to build a second glass smelter thing. Then we need to set up another furniture stack. I hate the game for that. This really needs to change. So sandbags. You need a furniture stack for sandbags. Yes. That is what stores sand. And somebody needs to take down that magma smelter now. Otherwise, somebody's life will be in danger. So, magma glass furnace incoming. Alright, so we're going to go over that. A hill titan. Jeez. So, I think we're going to continue this whole string of events on the next episode, because there's just too many things happening at once. There's an artifact in the bowels of the fortress in the making. There's now a hill titan stopping on by to pesca the fort. We are going to take a break here. So my good friends, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Drop me your comments down below, and feel free to leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'd be really happy if you'd be checking out the description box down there below as well. There's my Discord, there's Twitch where I do stream regularly, and there is also, of course, the rest of the Dwarf Fortress things that I did. There's a lot of playlists, and you can just watch a lot of that if you'd like to. Check out also Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee if you want to support the channel. There is also my YouTube channel membership thingy, which allows you to just preview all the things that I have scheduled for release. And usually I do pre-upload a lot of episodes, especially for Dwarf Fortress. So this is just a little bit of a thank you for the support, and I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and see you on the next one when we're taking down Ozime. See you there. Bye-bye.